Welcome to the Artistic Mystic and Muse. I'm Nancy, your mystical muse. Thanks for the support of subscribers. If you haven't subscribed, please feel free to do so you're updated when I put out new readings. For those of you who are new, welcome. Please encourage, I'm encouraging likes to get the messages out. And let's get started. This is a collective reading for June 12th through 18th, 2022. And we're going to start with it's an oracle deck of crows, and it says influence. So what are you being influenced by? Maybe there's things that you shouldn't be allowing them to have it having influence over you. And we're going to talk a little bit more about that as we get into the reading. We also have love partnership. Now, this could be with someone else, but it's more of what Spirit guided me was that it was a love partnership with yourself, having self-love and letting that guide you. It's also followed by surrender, letting go of control, letting go of those things that don't serve you anymore. And so the June readings have been starting to unfold that it's kind of like a tidying up. And so what do you need to let go of? What do you need to surrender to in order to be at peace, in order to go with the flow? That's part of this theme. Teaching and learning. So this is the main title of the reading. It's study and reflection. And that plays out. Below that, we have love again. Coming from a place of love in your thoughts, in your words, in your actions. Some of you this week may be getting messages in your dreams. So you might want to pay attention to that, or maybe even write them down when you get them, because they hold maybe information for you. This is also twofold. This talks about going after your dreams, what you've been dreaming of, what you want to do, and study again. What interests you? It doesn't necessarily mean you need to sign up for a class or a workshop. Maybe that's part of it. It could be a topic of interest. Maybe something keeps popping up on Instagram or your YouTube feeds or Facebook that strikes you kind of unusual. You're being encouraged to explore that more. Abundance. So when you come from a place of love and you clear things, it creates room for abundance. It changes your awareness. Abundance comes in all shapes and forms, little, medium, small, sometimes really big. But having that awareness and having gratitude. From the bottom of the deck, we have power. So it's stepping into your power, the power that you have as an individual to make your own choices through free will. No one else can do that for you. So taking that step towards leading your own life. And maybe that's what you have to surrender, are those thoughts and doubts. And just if you feel inclined to trust that. Decrease. So this may be a period of decrease, whether it's financial, you being more frugal. It can also be what I mainly got from Spirit when it came through was that what are those things that you can eliminate, decrease, that create calm for you, that create peace for you, that those things that no longer serve you, letting them go, surrendering, releasing. And also came out was the conflict. So there may be some conflicts you've had. They could be your own emotions, conflict of emotions, how you felt about something or someone, whether it's of your past or of the present. But what can you do to alleviate some of this? Sometimes there's things we can't physically remove it, though there are things we can. Other times it's how you perceive the conflict, not owning something that doesn't belong to you, not taking on feelings, conditioning, patterning feelings for ownership of something that really isn't meant for you. So keep that in mind. Below the deck, yeah, letting go of those things that don't serve you, right? That no longer, whether it's clutter, clutter of your physical space, clutter of mental space, emotional space, letting go clutter. Clutter can even be things that you've put off that you need to either address or just let it go. We also have right order. This talks about divine timing, and this has also been coming out in the readings. We normally think of timing as humans in linear fashion, ducks in a row, if you will. Divine timing is very different. You're given different things at different times. Sometimes they don't make any sense at the time. And the reason you're given those is to give you time to reflect, to observe, to integrate that information. And then eventually these pieces, puzzle pieces is how I visualize them, but eventually they start chunking, clicking into place. Not sometimes then in the correct order, because you wonder, well, why did you get this? And then they kind of drop into place, right? And having faith in that divine order, having faith that everything will work out for your greater good, for your personal growth, those experiences to assist you later on. Having faith in yourself that you've got what it takes to handle it, to take flight, to move forward, to spread your wings, explore new things, study. And after reflection, you know how to move forward from that point. Bottom of the deck, it's going to raise your vibration, your positivity. We all are energy, so we run on frequencies. We're surrounded by frequencies, not just people, but experiences, everything in nature, everything's interconnected. Raising it will help clear this clearing and healing helps raise your vibration. Yeah, it's okay to change your mind. This says change of mind, but it's okay to change your mind. Maybe there's been some new information, whether you've discovered it or you've been, you've explored it, that maybe has shifted your perceptions, and it's okay to change your mind. That's one thing that I've learned. Just because you had it thought out in one way and it's unfolded a different way doesn't make it wrong. It's not wrong or right. It's unfolding the way it's meant to. So it's okay to change your mind, to shift your thoughts, your perceptions. And that's part of your growth. That's part of your growth. So embrace that. Yeah, reflection, the other part of this theme this week. Into me I see, and it's an 8. It talks about, in tarot it's the 8 of cups, and the cups have been great, but the seeker is going into a new landscape, taking a new path. So this going in, studying yourself, studying situations, literally studying things, the topics that interest you or intrigue you, it is being placed there for you to go within, reevaluate, like I said, perhaps change your mind. Maybe you're learning to surrender to other things. Maybe you're learning to love yourself more. That's what this week's about. Letting things go that do not serve you anymore, whatever that is for you. To assist, you're being guided with earth magic. This is to ground yourself. Nature is the best way to ground, whether you barefoot. Some people do, it's called earthing, but just even getting out in nature will assist you in coming into alignment with your soul, your higher self, the divine. So be sure to ground. Once you release some of these things, clear these things, this is where the abundance comes in, right? Those blessings, you've cleared space for them to come in. And it says, call of the muse. Maybe you're going to get inspired to do something or try something, or, maybe it's some creative endeavor, some activity you've wanted to do, but it's going to inspire you. Birds of a feather. You're maybe going to find new connections to people who have, sorry, I've got mom again, a similar viewpoint. Your tribe, people who don't judge you, but who hold space for that, or have similar interests or a similar path. They aren't on your path necessarily, but we all have our own path, but a lot of times the different roads meet up and people are walking beside you, right? So connecting with those who are interested in what you're interested in or struggling with something you're struggling with. You're being called to find them, or they may appear. And it doesn't have to be family or friends, though it can be colleagues, but it can also be other social groups, networking, um, whether it's a Facebook group or what have you. So, yeah, you're being asked to call in your tribe. This week there's a full moon, and that's all about clearing. So I went to the Moonology deck, and it says bring love into the situation. How can you look at it from a place of love, compassion, and understanding, whether it's yourself, whether it's someone else, but that's really important. All right, so the other bottom of the deck of this deck, it says take time to breathe out. Take time to breathe. If you're feeling uncomfortable with whatever it is you're dealing with, you're trying to clear, breathing, you tend to do shallow breathing when you feel anxiety and so forth. So taking deep breaths, breath work for some of you might be very beneficial. And there's tons of information on that online. Yeah. All right. We also have all that glitters is not gold. And this kind of goes back to the clearing, the change of mind. Maybe what you thought would be amazing or awesome or whatever, there are masks here. So when you start to reflect and you start to dig a little deeper, you may find that it's not all that, right? And that's part of the reflection part of it. Maybe you've been wearing that mask yourself or the masks of others, and you're learning to see through that or see past that this week. And it's also a regeneration card. As you clear this space, and because we're energetically, cellularly, it starts to regenerate. You regenerate. Different things in your DNA activate. So be sure you're grounding, doing self-care, because it can be a little uncomfortable. It can be a little awkward. Yeah, not for you is the bottom of the deck. What is not for you? That's what you're being asked to release, to surrender, to let go of. And you're at a fork in the road with these things, right? At a place where the things come together and you have to make a choice which direction you're going to go. Why? Preferably, you're changing your mind, you're shifting your perceptions, because this month is about getting ready or starting a new cycle. So we have round and round, getting off the merry-go-round in your mind, situations, and that's all part of clearing. Okay, from the main tarot deck for the focus or challenge this week, we have the Six of Swords. So this talks about leaving choppy waters into calmer waters, right? Creating change, moving forward, taking the swords of wisdom and knowledge that serve you, leaving the rest of them behind. And it was further clarified by the Four of Swords. So this talks about resting, grounding, reflecting, going within, whether it's prayer, meditation, however you do that. But that's what this is about, taking that time to reflect and look at those challenges, the Five of Wands, those things that have not been serving you. Take the lesson, be grateful. This is also about gratitude, right? Having gratitude for those things. They've taught you things, they've helped you learn to grow so that you can move forward, and releasing them, right? Spirit's advice is justice, finding out what is right for you. Doesn't matter what's right for everyone else. You are only in control of yourself. What brings you into balance? What brings you that sense of equilibrium? And when it's right, what's right for you? What resonates with you? Healing. Three of Swords in reverse is about healing of heartache, of sabotage, of betrayal, is healing. So you can ask for assistance with that. You have free will, and your angels, spirit guides, source, whatever you want to call it, the cosmos, they can only act and assist you if you give them permission. And that's what they're saying, asking asking for justice. Some of you may be dealing with legal things. Maybe there's an aspect of it that's not quite pleasant, but you're being asked to heal and let it go. It's going to unfold the way it is destined to unfold. And it's always for your higher good. Even if the outcome isn't what you had hoped for or expected, more than likely it's because it's making room for other things. And it's further clarified by the world, which talks about completion, victory, starting a new cycle. If you follow Spirit's advice, we have the Eight of Cups. And we just talked about in tarot, like the cups have been great, but this guy's not satisfied anymore. And he's going for his ninth cup, that wish fulfillment, whatever that is. Temperance. This talks about alchemizing those energies, those experiences, coming to an understanding, right? That brings balance. Temperance is a beautiful thing. And it helps create peace and calm. And it's interesting because we have a triangle up here in the corner, and that's a triad. It's a portal, a gateway. It can also be you coming into alignment, you with your higher self and the divine, the universe, what that looks like. And it creates stability. Squares and triangles are the most stable because when you flip them over, at least an equilateral triangle, they always are stable. And the last outcome is the Fool. You taking a leap of faith, you having, where was that at? Yeah, faith. And moving forward, taking a risk, changing something, changing whether it's your view, taking action, moving, applying for a new job, creating a different support system, right? It's clarified what was interesting. They're all people. So you have the King of Swords. This is you moving forward with, discernment, with, it usually leads to victory, but it's basically moving forward with your truth, your integrity, your knowledge. This person's very knowledgeable. It also, he uses the sword to cut things out that don't serve him. Knight of Swords. So this is, moving swiftly forward, not holding back anymore. Again, with the sword of discernment, knowledge, wisdom. These could also be people that may be coming in to assist you with things. Knight of Rods, taking action. So you got to move forward with your experience and wisdom, but you have to take some kind of action. And you have Knight of Cups, going after what makes you fulfilled, happy, in a state of peace with this Knight of Cups. Bottom of the deck, we have the Devil. This is releasing those shackles, those things that don't serve you, whether it's things, people, situations, and going after what you're passionate about. Bottom of the deck is the Sun. This is some people feel the best card in the deck. It's about a new beginning. The light coming in, joy, happiness, brand spanking new things. One other card I forgot to mention was walking away. What are you going to walk away from that no longer serves you, right? That's from the energy oracle. And then below that, we have Angel of Balance. Going with it with balance. And she's holding a cup or a container of water. How that makes you, when your emotions are equalized, are stable, you're able to make head and heart decisions. Yeah, healer of the ages. How you have the ability to heal yourself, letting go of those things that have made you feel tied up. To start your new journey and go at those things from a heart place, from compassion, from love. So this is your reading for the week. Hope you enjoyed it. Take what resonates, leave the rest behind. If you're interested in a reading, spiritual coaching, I'm a certified coach. The links below also to my gemstone jewelry that uses frequency. I design bracelets and necklaces. I also do custom work. Every piece is one of a kind, and it's divinely guided. What I use, sequence it's put in. But I'd love to work with you. So take care, and we'll see you next time. Bye.